What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another week of Hero or Zero here on the Heroes for Hire podcast. My name is Shaun Meehan, and joining me as always is my partner in crime, Mr. Conor Lawler.
Hello, Shaun. It's a lovely day. I'm very excited. You're back.
Where did this come from? You've been wound up since we jumped on the Google Meet.
We jumped on the call about 90 seconds ago. I have to leave to go do something else. And so I said to Shaun, Jiz, we may start something happened in my schedule that changed. Basically
which happens.
It meant I had an hour less than I thought I had.
Yeah. And which is fine because, well, first of all, Conor, before I get into it, what is Hero or Zero all about?
Hero or Zero is the show where we choose one comic book character every single week. We talk their good points and their bad points, and we generally just give you a bit of a rundown of everything to do with that character. Now, I normally choose DC characters, and Shaun normally chooses Marvel characters. And so, last week, Shaun was away, so I covered Cassandra Cain, all on my lonesome. But what that means, Shaun, is you have had an extra week to put together, I could only assume, a report of the ages, a report for the gods. Because... I mean, I had people messaging us saying, I want some Marvel content. Marvel heroes is what I'm here for. Where are they? They got a bit violent, a bit rude in the comments.
Oh, did they now?
There were some rude things said about you. I backed them up. A lot of them were from me. But...
Hey, now. Okay.
The family stuff, that was me. I was insulting them.
The personal things, of course. Well, you
were like, how did he even know about that?
I told that to one person in confidence.
So yeah, it is your report this week. I'm excited to know who you've done.
It is, and I will say, when I picked this character, thought we had more time. But... we're gonna have fun with it. We're gonna do our best. Because, Conor... do you remember the Psylocke report?
Oh, no, yeah, I do.
There's a character that pops up in that I've referenced a bunch, but we've never actually talked about. He's got his own world, and his name is Mojo, Conor.
Oh, no, why Mojo on this week of all weeks?
This week of all weeks? Look, we didn't know who we weren't to know, Conor. So, do you know anything about Mojo right off the bat?
What I know of Mojo is what I learned against my own will in that Psylocke report. And that was that he's a Marvel villain who, instead of trying to take over the world, he captures superheroes and then makes them act in his own universe of TV shows for his own amusement.
So that's been Hero or Zero. Thank you, everyone.
I did listen during that report. I had maybe a mental breakdown as well, but before the breakdown,
both,
I was locked in.
Yeah, so yeah, just that's the gist of Mojo. This is just kind of a bit more of an in-depth explanation as to what him and Mojo World are all about, and some of the wacky hijinks he gets up to. So, Mojo is part of a race called the Spineless Beings, from a planet later named after him, known as Mojo World, in a pocket dimension known as the Mojoverse.
You're from those people as well, aren't you?
Hey, they're literal slugmen, Conor. What is this?
Spineless prick.
Jesus Christ, this is going to be... Oh, the race was slowly driven insane because television signals from another universe somehow scattered through their timeline, meaning from the time that this race originated, they were bombarded with images of human television, which drove them insane.
Understandable, but also the follow-up question is, what TV shows were there? Because it really depends.
A Kardashian, a Secret Invasion, which fucking no one's watching, by the way.
Young Sheldon.
The Good Doctor, you say? So, it would take centuries of time for them to discover the origin of the transmissions. The race did not evolve very much because of their inability to stand upright, until a spineless being scientist named Arise developed exoskeletons that allowed a fast technological revolution, Conor.
Was he named the Rise after he figured out legs, or was he named the Rise before he figured out legs? Because that is some serious, you become who you are.
It's kind of a chicken egg situation, you know. Did he want to stand before he was named Arise? Arise is spelled with a Z as well. I don't know if that
he's a
matters.
cool version of Arise. He's standing up, but he's also edgy.
There's actually 2 silent X's at the start and end as well. So he developed these exoskeletons. Some members of the race, however, refused to use them and called themselves the spineless ones, instead using motorized platforms to transport their bodies. Some people are like, we're not meant to stand up, we're just going to float around. And other people are like, standing up's good.
We do know those people. We've seen those people on Twitter that, I don't want rights. I'd like less rights.
I would like less rights, please.
So also, I feel like it's not stated enough that you are literally saying that there's slugs, but they're on like little things that are motorized to move them around, like little like trays.
Yeah, little trays, little hover tray kind of things. Like they're big yellow slug monster creatures, about twice the size of a human man.
Right, okay, good.
Or so just if you've ever read God Emperor of Dune, very similar setting.
I haven't.
Right, don't. It's a lot. So these spineless ones who use the motorized platforms to transport themselves around, they became the rulers of the Mojo world. They also designed a race of slaves to do all of the tasks that they could not or would not do. The slaves were also created by Arise using genetic engineering and basing their appearance on the demons, quote unquote, of the spineless one's nightmares. These demons are humans from the TV who had just infected their brains from the time that they crawled
Sarah
out
Jessica
of the
Parker.
I'm furiously trying to think of a niche TV celebrity. Dave Coulier.
Not Coulier.
However,
Exhibit from Pimp My Ride.
Unknown to the spineless ones, Arise secretly planted the seeds in the genetic makeup of the slaves to eventually turn on their masters and rule Mojo world justly. Arise was banished by the spineless ones when this was discovered. So the man who made all of the technology was banished because he was too nice.
Right. Okay.
That's all a bit of colour about Mojo world, Connor. Now... The power structure in Mojo world was based on the television industry, and Mojo became the leader by controlling television.
Say that sentence again.
The power structure of the world was based on the television industry.
Of course. No, sorry, the power structure of the Mojo world.
The Mojo world, excuse me. And Mojo became the leader, named the world after himself. He controlled all of the broadcasts. He also controlled the slave trade, which, you know, not a
weird
good guy.
Venn diagram of interests there.
It's tough. It is tough. Mojo named the world after himself, and the universe as well after himself, Mojo World. His followers, including werewolves, which are dog-like metallic beings with the ability to kill people and take over the remains of their bodies as skins. Don't know what that's about.
Sometimes you read something and then you just shrug at me. And it's kind of like, you want to take this? I'm like, no.
It's just like, it's this weird, silly television-inspired world, and then there's these robot dogs that wear human beings as skin. like
it seems like it's 0 to 100 real quick for no reason.
Yeah, exactly. He also has an assistant called Major Domo. He oversees all the financial records. He also has another assistant called Minor Domo, who assists Major Domo in their tasks.
This whole thing sounds absolutely insane. Who is reading these comic books, first of all? Secondly, where did he come from? And thirdly, whoever wrote these comic books needs to be arrested. Please continue.
Okay. As you know, Mojo captured Psylocke, who had been blinded, and implanted bionic eyes in her original body, giving him interdimensional cameras, allowing Mojo to record and broadcast everything that she could see. Psylocke was rescued by the New Mutants, and she aided the New Mutants and the X-Men before officially becoming an X-Man herself. It was later revealed that the body's robotic eyes were cameras, and as her consciousness was put into the body of a Japanese assassin...
I was waiting to see how you'd transition into that.
Now, shortly afterwards, Mojo sent a character called Longshot to work. Longshot was a slave who became a stunt performer, did really, really well for Mojo, and then escaped to Earth. Then he came back and was brainwashed into being a slave again. He sent Longshot to Earth to join the X-Men as a plant, basically. Mojo planned on enslaving the X-Men by turning them into children. The thing about Mojo, right, is that he's always about the bit. Like, you know the way Community has these weird little fucking bottle episodes where it's just like, what would happen if they were all in a paintball war? Mojo is that for everything. It's like, what if I make the mutants babies? Will people watch that? People might watch that.
So he's always just creating bottle episodes.
Pretty much, yeah. He's all about content. Like, he's
one of the worst people in the world.
Pretty much, yeah. You know how every movie...
someone... If he had little slug babies, would he have a family YouTube channel where he exploits his young children?
100% he would.
Okay, that's all I need to know about him. Go on.
So he briefly succeeded in regressing Magneto, Shadowcat, Wolverine, Rogue, Colossus Storm, Nightcrawler, Psylocke and Longshot to toddlerhood and brainwashing them. The New Mutants managed to free them, and together the two teams forced Mojo to flee Earth. Still, Mojo found that the adventures of the X-Men shot the audience level to top ratings, further increasing his political power in Mojo world. Okay? Now,
I mean, I'm going to say yes, okay, I'm with you, but at the same time, I think we're all thinking the same, that you've said a lot of words, and at the end of the day, it is just a slug man who's looking for ratings.
Pretty much, yeah, which is David Zaslav, am I right? Ho, 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 ho. Fucking hell.
David catching strays.
Didn't have to do him like that. Dickhead, absolute dickhead. Oh, the things that are happening at the minute in the industry, folks, my God.
You told me you were against the strikes, didn't you?
No,
you told me
no, Connor, come on now. Come on, I'm all for a joke.
Get back to work.
No, don't you dare suggest that I like a corporation, ever.
Don't you dare suggest I like working.
Yeah, come on, who are you talking to here? So, Mojo also manipulated X-Men member Rachel Summers into working for him, but she soon escaped after realising that she was basically just a prisoner. Further setbacks began as Psylocke's broadcasts stopped when the X-Men were killed at one point. But Mojo still wanted footage of the X-Men to improve his ratings. So one of his assistants came up with a possible solution. Create versions of the X-Men that could be controlled. Many different versions of the X-Men appeared before him, but he considered them all failures and ordered their death, except for the X-Babies. The X-Babies were an immediate success, although they rebelled almost immediately.
So, not a success.
Well, they were a rating success. People love the X-Babies.
But they immediately hated him.
They immediately hated him.
Cool.
The very next paragraph. Mojo never learned from his mistake regarding the X-Babies and would continue to create more X-Babies who also rebelled.
Every time someone comes to us like, Mojo, this is not working. They keep drawing pictures of you where they're killing you. And he just very quietly looks out the window as it rains and he's just like, more babies.
More X-Babies is the answer.
How do we do more?
Eventually, all of the X-Men had X-Baby counterparts on Mojo World.
Fantastic.
And they all rebelled against Mojo. So what Mojo does, Mojo creates the Mighty Vengers, which are child versions of the Avengers.
I think Mojo needs to go home and have a fucking little word with himself. That's what Mojo needs to do.
It's like, but he's purely Hollywood of just being like, no, this one thing does really well, so I'm going to double down on this.
He's basically Disney and Warner Brothers. They're like, well, this worked once, we're going to keep doing it. You like it, don't you? You liked it in 2005, we're bringing it back.
Bringing it back, yeah. Like bringing back like callbacks, classic pairings that work. There's times he'll throw together Wolverine and Spider-Man in a story just because they're popular. That's like, there's no reason for it. So yeah, the Avengers were going to stop the X-Babies once and for all. Of course, the mighty Avengers, being essentially of the same moral fabric as their adult counterparts, turned on Mojo and defeated him. Finally, he created toddler versions of all the Marvel supervillains.
My question is, why didn't he think of that sooner?
I don't know. Like, why was he like, oh, all the heroes will fight each other, surely?
Yeah, surely you get... I want a fucking baby Norman Osborn, and I want to inject him with even more evil. Like, he's already basically the worst. Let's make him an even bigger shithouse.
What I will say is that all of the baby supervillains are still employed by Mojo, although some of them are more intelligent than him and may compete for dominance of Mojo World one day.
He's going to get outvoted by a fucking baby.
Exactly, which kind of fits. Now, the next thing is the best title that's ever been made in comics. This is Martian Transylvania Superhero Mutant Monster Hunter High School.
If you liked the episode this week, you could all like and subscribe. Smash that subscribe button. Just please do anything other than listen to what is about to be said.
So what's very popular, Connor? Teen drama. So, Mojo abducted the Avengers Unity Division. This is after an event called Avengers vs. X-Men, where some X-Men were brought into the Avengers as part of the mending efforts of that. Okay? They were abducted. Once in Mojo World, teams were made to take part in a reality show called Martian Transylvania Superhero Mutant Monster Hunter High School, in which the mutants of the Unity Division were goth outcasts. The rest of the mutants were football stars and cheerleaders, and the Avengers were the geeks of the high school. As part of the show, Scarlet Witch told Johnny Blaze she was pregnant. But the spirit of vengeance, which inhabits Johnny Blaze, wasn't under the influence of Mojo. And so, he thought, I'm really going to have a kid. Blaze was possessed by the spirit and went too far out of character. All of the influence was broken.
After the Psylocke report, you would never do a report where I felt like I was on drugs again. And what you've done is you've gone back on your word. And I regret to inform you, this feels like I'm on a lot of drugs right now, because you're talking about Riverdale, but basically with all the Avengers and the X-Men.
Pretty much. Don't you love it?
I tune in.
Well, so the spirit of vengeance fully believes that he's going to have a kid, right? And
I'm sure he'll take it very nicely when he finds out he's not.
The Ghost Rider started rampaging through Mojo World, looking for sinners to punish.
Yeah.
The Avengers attempted to let him do it until Mojo was like, no, there are innocent people in Mojo World, to be fair. Like, they don't all deserve to die. From the top of a skyscraper, Ghost Rider began submitting the inhabitants of Mojo World to his penance stare until he was stopped by the Avengers and the Unity Division teaming up, where they quickly started a pool party upon returning.
What are you talking? Like, you're just saying words.
I'm reading it verbatim, man. Like, I could talk about this for an hour. I don't think it would help. This is just what it is.
You could talk about it for 10 days in a row, and at the end of it, I would still go, but why did they do any of this?
Ratings. It's a popular story.
But it can't have sold well in a comic book issue, which weirdly is outside the bubble of the ratings.
You mean to tell me a comic book cover of Scarlet Witch holding Ghost Rider and saying I'm pregnant wouldn't sell?
Fuck it would. Yeah. People are idiots.
People are idiots. That's all a scam. So I threw that story in purely for the title. I think it's very funny. Powers and abilities.
I feel violated. Go on.
Outside of Mojo World, when he's not in his own dimension, Mojo generates an anti-life field that kills natural organisms around him. He can also project concussive force bolts, control the minds of others, increase his power through television ratings, and teleport interdimensionally. You know, pretty good.
Seems like a lot. Seems like a lot for a slug to maybe hold out.
He's got a hover chair as well, though. And he has his eyes like Clockwork Orange, like held open. so he can always
yeah.
watch TV.
Oh, because he just loves TV.
Just loves TV so much.
And creating bad content. I actually hate him. He might be the worst villain we've ever done, but mostly because he reminds me of basically every studio right now.
Yeah, I think there was a thing that they were going to start Mojo Records for a while, like in the real world, and release like music sung by like Dazzler as part of the Marvel universe, but in our world. It was a weird time in the 80s.
Lads.
He's also a powerful sorcerer. He is a master manipulator and schemer, shown in his ability to organise games. He can also call upon vast, they say manpower, but he has slaves that he can use to build things.
It's kind of like he's got a workforce, but it's like slaves. So it's like, they're working hard, but you're forced them to be there.
That's it. Well, you can buy a t-shirt really cheap, but it's not great.
Who's making it?
Who's making it? Someone's getting hard done by. But yeah, that's... What have I done?
I genuinely think, and I say this a lot, but I think you should be kicked off this show, first and foremost. But secondly, I think that's the worst thing I've ever heard or been a part of.
I mean, no. Okay, would you rather this or Psylocke again?
Psylocke again. I would rather Psylocke again. Yeah.
Oh no. Oh, what have I done, listeners?
Yeah. No, this he takes the biscuit. He takes the cake as the single worst character we've ever covered. And we've covered a man who learned to fly by living with birds. That is the level we are at.
That's a tough look, I will say, yeah. But your favourite character that I've ever covered is Ringmaster.
Yeah, but that's because he was cool.
He was doing really small scale crimes.
Ringmaster was a ring circus he was a ringmaster of a circus, and he had mind control abilities, and he would just bring people to the circus and steal $50 from them. Now, if you don't say that's the greatest villain arc of all time, I'm going to fight you, because that's the greatest villain arc of all. He never wanted to do anything other than just steal maybe $10 off a kid.
He just wanted his circus to keep going. That was it.
He never once thought any bigger than where the circus was.
He didn't make several teams of X-Men babies.
No, and he had mind control. He could have taken over the world, but he didn't, and I felt like he knew his level. I think Mojo doesn't know his level because he needs to fuck off, but he won't.
He won't. I think we're absolutely getting Mojo in Deadpool 3, by the way. Good preparation for Deadpool 3, but also I don't want to see any of it.
This
will actively ruin the film.
This has actively ruined my life.
Well, what a successful show this week, listeners.
What a great report. If you want to listen to any more reports that we've done hundreds of these covering lots of DC and Marvel characters. We're normally a bit more positive about it all. I think we did Spider-Punk last time and we were like, that's the greatest character ever.
I've really gone on both ends of the scale my last 2 weeks.
Yeah, you've gone both ends 2 weeks in a row. But it also proves I will give you your props when you get a good one, but this doesn't deserve it. Okay,
no props for this one.
I'm saying this with love, but no. Okay. But yeah, we've done hundreds of these characters. We also have movie monthlies coming out. Basically, we talk all the movie news, TV show news, comic book news, all that stuff. We also have Weird News Wednesday, comes out every Wednesday. Just kind of a bit of a laugh over all the strangest news stories from around the world in the last week. And we have a Patreon, the link is down below, where we do movie reviews for lots of different movies. We've got hundreds of hours of content over there that you can get access to. It's basically just for one price of one coffee a month, and you get access to hundreds of hours of extra content, basically.
And we loads get to of extra share episodes. A coffee.
Exactly. And you can give us a like and subscribe, whatever podcast platform that you're listening to this on. And my advice is never read anything with Mojo in it and live your life, but also forget this ever happened. Shaun?
I would say give everything a try once. Even the hard drugs.
That's what we're finishing on. Okay. So, just tell one human being that we exist. I have been Conor Lawler.
I've been Shaun Meehan.
And we shall see y'all next week, guys.
Bye.
Bye.